What is going on, YouTube? Today is day, I think, 196, something like that. 195, 197, I don't know, somewhere around there. Uploading every single day in 2026. Today, it's going to be a little bit something different. I'm going to be reading chapter 1 of my second book that I wrote. So, disclaimer, this thing is never going to be published because it's going to be cut entirely because I don't like the book. But I still want to read it because, yeah. I'll talk a little bit more about what I kind of plan on doing with book 2, 3, and 4 after I read chapter 1. So, part 1, Sandra and Preston. So, Sandra is, it doesn't really matter. You'll find out, maybe. I don't remember. If you don't find out, I'll tell you. Chapter 1, Sandra. I hate my parents. They just do not understand me. I've told them before, and I'll tell them again. All I wanted was Liam. Hey, why can't I be with them? I complained. Hey, what did I say, young miss? No more talking, my dad yelled. I pouted. We were sitting in the car, riding back home from Vancouver. Just a couple hours ago, Liam and I split up. Oh, and by the way, Liam is my, we'll say, boyfriend. Oh. It isn't official, but I'm betting he wouldn't mind me saying that. It's over, bro. It's over. Sandra, I am very disappointed in you, my mom frowned at me. Ugh. My mom. She was no better than my dad. Back when Liam and I were traveling to Vancouver, and Tom and Jack, I guess, my mom had hurt herself because I left my family. Boo-hoo. Who cares about leaving them? They just didn't understand me. I loved Liam. He was my only hope in this world. The first time I laid eyes on Liam, I knew he would become mine. Dude, I wrote this like 3 years ago, by the way. So, I loved Liam. He was my, I already said that. He was just so sweet and charming. His confidence was as great as a gorilla in the jungle. I didn't know why my parents thought of him as a bad influence. What are you looking at? Preston asked. Apparently, I had been staring at Preston without noticing it. Preston is my younger brother. Even he was mad at me for leaving him, and he was only 14. I thought it was ridiculous for a 14-year-old to have such emotions. Even I, at the age of 16, ooh, big difference, don't have that many emotions. Your ugly face, I scoffed at Preston. Hey, leave your brother alone, my mom yelled. Why can't you just be more like him? She asked, looking back at her phone, as if not caring if I answered the question. Why do you guys hate me so much? What did I do wrong, I questioned. My dad slammed on the brakes. My head banged into the back of his seat. He swung his head around. Veins were pulsing in his forehead. Yo, girl, if you do not, shut up. He spat in my face. I will kick you out of this car. Yo, what? Something told me he was angry. No way. Yo, are we serious? I looked outside the window. We were in the middle of a field. I definitely did not want to get dropped off here. Ugh. A different home would have been nice. Maybe even Liam's house. I'm sorry. I wiped the spit off my face. My dad looked back through the windshield and grunted. You better be. He stepped on the gas and the car stayed silent for hours to come. I was bored. The sun was setting. I hadn't talked in over half a day and my butt probably had 10 bruises on it. Worst of all, Preston was snoring. I wanted to smack the crap out of him, but I knew I'd probably end up on the streets if I did that. I looked at the front clock, trying not to make too much noise to wake Preston up. The clock said 3:27. Great. It was Sunday morning already. Maybe Liam hadn't died after all. I thought about what Liam could possibly be up to. Was he still fighting the Giants in Vancouver? Maybe he was home by now, or he got teleported back to his school. Maybe he died and I would die soon for manslaughter trying to take the land of this car. I don't know what that means. I tried to stay on the optimistic side of things, but it was a rough thought. For some reason, I was not tired at all. Maybe it was from adrenaline, or maybe it was because I was scared. To be honest, I was very scared. I had never seen my parents so mad before. My mom was sleeping as well. At least she wasn't snoring. But my dad had his eyes well fixed on the road. At least I assumed he did, because we were still on it. That's funny. I reached to my pocket, trying to grab my phone, but then I remembered my dad had taken it from me. Something about avoiding communication from my poor friends. I wanted to see where we were in the world, how close we were from getting back home. I at least hoped that was where my dad was taking us, not to some other place he called home. I tried to let my mind rest on the nature outside to get my mind off things. Liam told me stuff like that would help. I couldn't see much, but what I saw was some pretty pink flowers. They looked kind of like azalea, but I couldn't be sure for sure from the lack of moonlight. The grass was damp, the last bits of snow patches were just melting, and the dirt looked rich. The distant spruces were blowing with the wind, soft clouds covering the sky. I looked back at the front panel. The temperature outside was 45 degrees. It was not too bad, just about perfect for my preferences. It's cold, bro. My dad could have dropped me off, and I wouldn't mind that much. Hey, Sandra. My dad looked at me in his rearview mirror. Go to sleep. I frowned. I'm not tired. You need it. Now go, he finalized. I grumbled, laying my head on the window. I let my eyes stay open for a bit before I closed them. I took one final glance at the possibly azaleas and let my consciousness doze off. I woke up groggy. I rubbed my eyes. The sunlight was immense. It took a little bit for me to process where we were. I looked out the window. It was at least midday. The clock read 12:34. There were now buildings all around us, but it looked nowhere near like home. I couldn't recognize any of the roads, and all the trees were palm. Look who finally woke up, Preston said. I looked over at him. Yeah, I could barely sleep because someone was snoring so loudly. I lied. I somehow fell asleep easily, even though I wasn't that tired. Come to think of it, it felt like I went to bed just a couple seconds ago and I was already awake. I was glad that I didn't have dreams like Liam. He would always get them because some weird mist called the faded. I don't snore, Preston said. My mom laughed. Ha, yeah, you do. I could barely fall asleep myself. She sounded like she was in a good mood. I looked up at the front seats. Mom and Dad had switched spots, and now she was driving. My dad passed out on the passenger side snoring. Mom, where are we? I asked. She didn't answer me. We are taking a break from Minnesota. At least that is what my mom said. Preston said it for her. What? I frowned. Taking a break from Minnesota? What about Liam? What about school? I questioned. I wanted to pound my mom's seat for answers. Well, honey, he clearly is not a good match for you. He is too outgoing. Okay. Too, much. She said uncertainly. We can't have you leave like that again. I grunted. The roads started looking a bit familiar, as if I had been here before. The trees weren't spruce anymore. They were a mixture of palm and oak. Mom, I said, where are we? I needed to know where we were. I wasn't going to give up on Liam. As if on cue, we pulled into a driveway. There weren't any cars in it, but I knew I had been to the house before. My mom looked back at me. She unbuckled. We are in California, back at our old rented house. Bro. Dude, this is so buns. Oh my god, bro. I could read chapter 2, but, you know what? Let's just do it. It's not too long. It's like a page, like 2 pages and a half. 2.5 pages. Like, let's just do it because this is funny as fuck, bro. Chapter 2. Preston is from Preston's point of view now. I laughed as Sandra grabbed our bags out of the back. She hated being in California. I'd never been here myself, but she had when she was little. It seemed like a nice house. It had a flat roof for shingles, dark blue outlines surrounding the windows, and a little staircase leading up to the front door. I got out, grabbed my duffel bags, and walked up the stairs to the house. Mom, why are we in California? Sandra complained. We haven't been here in ages, and now you think it's a good idea to come. Our mom was about to slap Sandra, but her hands were full. I told you already, your dad and I think we, as a family, need some time away from Minnesota. Just because I left you once, it was going to happen anyways when I go to college, Sandra said. I walked inside, placing my bags down by the rest of them. The inside was just as nice as the outside. There was a TV set on a brick mantle and a soft sofa sitting right in front of it. I walked back outside, going to grab some more bags, but it was a mistake. Sandra had dropped her bags on the floor. She was now yelling at her mom. Mom, we're staying here for 2 weeks? That is too long. I can't do that. I let that sink in. Another 2-week vacation, that was more than I expected, but it sounded pretty nice. At least I wouldn't have to do my homework, though I probably would have lots of it once we got back to Minnesota. I need to chill out. Oh, sweet. 2 weeks, I asked Mom. Sandra nodded. See, Mom, even Preston doesn't like it. Even mom doesn't like. I rolled my eyes. My mom opened her mouth. I never said exactly how long. Your dad and I are still thinking about it. 2 weeks is not the final time. He said. My dad got out of the car. What's going on? He asked. Sandra threw up her hands. Dad, why are we in California? He rubbed his eyes, seemingly just getting up from his nap. Like, you literally just said that, bro. Your mom and I think we need time away from Minnesota. Plus, who doesn't like spending time in California? The weather here is great. Sandra gaped. She flung her blonde hair out of her face and stormed off inside, leaving the bags for me to grab. Preston, whatever you do, please do not end up like that. My mom sighed. I turned my back on her and rolled my eyes, bringing in Sandra's bags. Okay, Mom, I won't try. I brought Sandra's bags in for her. She was sitting on the couch wearing a pout face. 2 weeks, that sucks. I said, trying to be assertive. 2 weeks? That sucks. I said, trying to be as sarcastic as possible. I had never been good with sympathy, let alone using it on my sister, but I thought it might help her. Shut up. It's not the end of the world for you. You're only a kid. Yeah. You don't know what it's like to get your heart broken. She sniffed. Yeah, she's 16, bro. Like, shut up. Yeah, whatever. I'm not of age yet. Neither is Sandra, bro. Like, what? And I swear she's supposed to be 18, I'm pretty sure. Not 16, though. I'm not of age yet, and I don't know what it's like being a teenager. I mocked her. Oh, sorry, I'm freaking tired today. Sandra would always play that card on me, even though I was already 14. Kids, come help, my dad yelled from outside. I took one final look at Sandra. Maybe she was faking her love towards Liam, or maybe she was really heartbroken. Whatever it was, she seemed sad. Coming. I bolted out the door. It was now dinner time, and we were eating chicken, broccoli, and rice. Fucking, bro. Just my favorite meal. Is it now? Fucking bullshit. My ass. My mom's middle fork clanked on her plate. So, as you know, we are in California. Oh, yeah. Really now? She said as if it were not already obvious. That's what I'm saying. Mom, I think we know that. This is what I'm saying. Sandra grumbled. She took a large sip out of her Pepsi can. Are the 2 weeks up? Are the 2 weeks up done yet? She asked. It was still Sunday night. We had now unpacked all of our bags and settled down into the house. We sat around a circular table with a person on each side, as if forming a square around the table. While about that, my mom looked nervous. Her eyes glimmered towards my dad's. He swallowed his milk and sat down, staring at both Sandra and I. Sandra glanced at me as if looking for answers. I wish I had some, but I didn't. My parents were in total control right now. Those were some good sentences right there. We have been thinking, Minnesota is pretty far from here, and Sandra, you love it in California. The weather is nice, the view we have is gorgeous, and the people here are great, my dad said. I considered him correct for all points, but the last one. The people here are great. That's funny. I wasn't sure if the Californians were actually nice or not, but I had a feeling they wouldn't be. What are you saying, Dad? Sandra's back to arch, her hair falling over her face. Well, my mom butted in. 2 weeks isn't the only time we'll be staying, maybe a little longer. My spirits lifted. If we could stay here for the rest of the school year, then I wouldn't even have to worry about the homework. What? How long? Sandra said. I could practically hear her pulse from here. Give or take about 2 years. Yo, there went my spirits, my stomach dropped. 2 years, Sandra yelled, pushing her food away from her. That is the rest of my high school career. You can't do that. 2 years. What was I thinking when I wrote this? My skin went cold. Oh, sweaty. Oh, sweetie. Okay. It is not that bad. Oh, man, it's not that bad. Come on. You always hated the cold winter in Minnesota. Don't you remember all the times you would complain? He tried to cheer her up, but it only made her worse. Ha! You think that is a good reason to stay in California for 2 years? The only reason we are here now is because I can't be with Liam. He's not even a bad influence, Sandra yelled. She was now standing up. My dad frowned. Come on, Sandra, sit back down. Let's talk about this. He motioned to Sandra's seat. I wanted this to be over. I wanted her to sit down and deal with it. The last time yelling had happened in the family was on the beach of a river. It hadn't gone well for me. I started feeling sick. You know what, Dad? Liam is my love. He is everything I ever wanted, and you took him from me. Why is that? Why do you not like him? Sandra pounded the table. Milk splattered across our plates. Hey, young miss, my dad spoke unforgivingly. You need to listen up before I start to get really angry with you. Sit down and we'll talk through all of this. I know it is hard. He got cut off. Hard, Dad? You think this is only hard? The world is ending for me. You have taken away all that I care about. Nothing you do matters to me. I hate you, Sandra yelled, spitting in Dad's face. She stormed off upstairs to her room. The room went silent. Milk was all over the table, my leg, and our food. My stomach grumbled. I was going to puke. Made eye contact with my parents. I think I'm going to be sick. And that's all I'm reading. Wow. Oh, I could read chapter 3. No, I'm not actually going to read chapter 3, but oh my god, that is actually so funny, bro. Like, it's just hot garbage, but like, it's so funny because like, it's been so long. Like, I genuinely wrote this 3 years ago. A little bit over even. Like, I started writing this in 2023 May, I think. Maybe April. I don't remember. Oh my god, bro. This is just... And I finished it on July 18th, 2023. So, I mean, July... It's literally July 16th right now. So, 2026, 3 years later. So, it's kind of interesting to just... I know it's gonna get even worse. There's a couple good sentences in here, but yeah. So basically, what I plan on doing is I contacted like 3 different places, and then online I looked at a 4th place for printing because I want to print my 3rd and 4th book, which is gonna suck because that's a lot of money because there's a lot of pages. But I'm doing it double-sided, so that'll at least reduce the pages, or the price. So, yeah, this right here is like 252 pages, but this is double-sided, so it's whatever that is. I don't know, whatever that equals to be. So this goes to 252, and basically, what was I gonna say? My 3rd book is 767 pages, but that's like, so it'd be like around 384 double-sided, which is just crazy to think about. That's like twice, or wait, no, that's like more than twice the thicknesses of this. And then my 4th book is even bigger, but my 4th book is like excessively big because a lot of the paragraphs are like spaced out one like space, which is really annoying, but I'm not. And I repeat, I am not going through 1,200 pages just to fucking fix that. To fix every paragraph. Like, yeah, I could save probably, who knows, $50, but I'm not trying to do all that. Like, what I mean is each paragraph is, like, spaced out. Like, basically during that whole thing. And it sucks, but... yeah, that is even bigger. And so what I want to do, though, is I'm going to try and finish book 2 here. Try and read this all in the rest of July. And then in August, I'm going to try and read book 3 and book 4 as kind of like, so last August 2nd to August 8th, I did this thing I like to call Hell Week, where I wrote 70,000 words in 7 days. And it was insane. Like, I genuinely wrote my book for about 70 hours that week. Like, I was just sitting, writing on my iPad. Like, I didn't even have a freaking keyboard at that time. I was just writing on my iPad, which is just crazy to even think about. But I don't know how I did it, but I did it. I wrote that many words in 1 week. And on the 6th day as well, I wrote like 21,100 words, which... just leaves me flabbergasted even after almost a year. And so it would be kind of like a cool way to remember that, and I kind of miss that kind of intensity. It's been like a year since I've done anything that crazy regarding my books, and so I just want to read them. And also I'm making like a master outline, so I'm like editing everything in my series and like really refining it down. So I'm trying to make it into a manga. And so I have this document that's roughly 10,000 words right now. It has all the lore and then book 1 so far. So I've already read book 1. And basically the biggest thing that I'm changing is originally I had Earth and Valorous. So Valorous is just another planet. And both of them, like the characters would kind of go back and forth from between them. But the biggest change that I'm making is I'm getting rid of Earth, and now it's only Valorous, and all of the people are just like start on Valorous, and so like by default books, like all of the books are just gonna be wrong, and so I'm editing it, and I'm gonna be outlining book 2 and book. So book 2 is basically getting cut because it is basically just a side story. It's not really that useful. But book 3 and book 4, I want to put on that master outline. But I've always wanted to read the books that I wrote, and so right now I feel like it's the best time to do that in the process that I am, because, you know, I'm gonna have to, if I want to read them eventually, this is the best time, because I'm gonna be putting them in my outline, and like I want to know exactly kind of like, because I mean it's been a while since I've written these books, so yes, I know what happens for the most part, but at the same time, like I don't remember exactly like certain scenes that I might want to keep or scenes I might want to get rid of. So what I'll do is I'll do like chapter by chapter outline. So I'll just, every chapter I read, so after I'm done with this video, I'll get like some sticky notes and I'll just make some chapter things. Now for the second book, it's not really that useful because the second book is not going to do anything for me, because it's literally all on Earth, and it has no effect to the real story basically. So I might not even do the sticky note chapter by chapter for book 2, but book 3 and book 4 definitely I will. So yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of reading though, that's the only thing, but I'm gonna be listening to music probably the whole time, because like I'm not gonna be like crazy locked in as if it's like just a normal book, because like it's just hot garbage basically. So yeah, but this video is kind of long now, but that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this hot garbage. Like there's, I don't know how many chapters are in here, I kind of forgot, but yeah, this thing is never getting published, and I don't care because I don't want it published. It is so bad. So there's roughly 61 chapters, or maybe 62, I don't really know, something like that. So yeah, that is it for today, day 190 something of uploading every single day in 2026. Hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget to follow your dreams. Bye.